Good morning, students. Today class is on Cad stages, also called as the design process. Generally, the design process consists of recognition of need, definition of problem, synthesis, analysis and optimization, evaluation and presentation. These are the steps involved in a design process. Okay, so these are the steps involved in a design process. By using the CAD, we just add some operations like in the synthesis we add geometrical modeling, engineering analysis, design review and automated drafting. This flowchart we call it as a Cad stages. Okay, so initially in the recognition of need, that means in the first stage, we identify the some defects in the current design. Okay, to produce a new product, that is called first stage number 1, recognition of a need. Coming to the definition of problem, in which we specify the item to be designed. That means the specifications includes like a physical, functional and operational characteristic of a product, as well as cost and quality also determined in the definition of problem. Okay, so the total data about a product is defined in the second stage. So after that we go for synthesis. See, synthesis and analysis both are iterative processes. That means in the synthesis we collect the whatever data obtained in stage 1, stage 2. So that data will send to analysis. By using here it is engineering analysis, we do the some analysis. That means either data is accepting or not. Okay, so the process is repeated until the design has been optimized. That means my design has to be optimized to maximum level. Okay, the components and subsystems are synthesized into final overall system by iterative processes. So after that we go for stage evaluation, in which whatever we define in the stage number 2, that means definition of problem, the data should be reflected here. The evaluation requires fabrication and testing of a prototype model also, in which we create one prototype model also. That means we check all the performance, functional characteristics, cost to quality, reliability and other criteria. And finally that is a presentation. In the presentation it includes documentation, that means drawings, material specifications, assembly and so on. So these are the some general steps involved in a design process. So by using CAD in the geometrical modeling we help in synthesis. By using engineering analysis we help in engineering analysis and optimization. Design review will help in evaluation. Automated drafting will help in presentation. This is about CAD stages. Coming to next topic, components of a computer system. Generally we know that the computer having different components like a secondary storage, graphic terminal and input devices and output devices. Here the digital computer is nothing but our heart of a computer, like it is CPU. Okay, so the both graphic terminal and input devices, the both we call it as a design workstation. This is very important. This is our next topic, the combination of graphic terminals and input devices, that is called design workstation or graphic workstation or workstation. In the output devices generally we consist of printers, plotters, and secondary storage generally we consist of a memory cards, pen drives, hard disk, floppy disk, those are. Okay, so whatever from the digital computers only, we either input devices or output devices or this secondary storage or graphic terminal will receive information from digital computer only. Okay, it is a two-way processes. This is about components of a computer or system. So coming to the next topic, graphic workstation, also called as design workstation, also called as workstation. Okay, in examination he may ask what is workstation. Sometimes he will ask what is define design workstation, define graphic workstation. Generally the graphic workstation, it is a desktop system specially designed to be used by design engineers to create a new designs. In order to create a new designs, the designer uses one desktop system, that is called graphic workstation. That means this workstation, it contains the collection of a software tools. So that I conclude that my design workstation consists of software as well as hardware. See, software in the sense, for example, AutoCAD is our software. Hardware in the sense, input devices, output devices, and graphic terminals. So that is called designer workstation or graphic workstation. So generally it contains two types of system. One is computing system. So this consists of hard disk, keyboard, and local area network. So coming to the graphic display terminal and input devices. So this is second system. In the first system, in the computing system, it contains only hard disk and keyboards. In the graphic display terminal, it consists of input devices as well as graphic terminals. So next, coming to the plotters. Third one, it consists of plotters. And final, fourth one, it consists of floppy disk. These are the components of a graphic workstation. Computing system, graphic display system, plotter system, floppy disk system. So this is the flowchart of a graphic workstation. So in which the workstation software consists of a iterative graphics. It helps in manipulation, simulation, validation, analysis of a design. Okay, so this is the flowchart. This is CPU. From the CPU, it is connected by two input devices, that is called mouse, also called as cursor control device. Next is connected by keyboard. Keyboard is also called as text input devices. That means from CPU we get the information through to either keyboard or mouse, as well as information to graphic display. That is like our monitor. In graphic display, again it contains inside graphic display monitor, display processor, so on hard copy devices. So this is one system. Okay, so after that, so from the CPU again it is some information will go to plotters, printers. It is for hard copy devices and others. This is about one more. So whatever information to keyboards or graphic display or printers, the total information will send by CPU only. It is called host or main processor. So this processor or the CPU contain information in system disk as well as tape drive. So that's why, so these both CPU and this input output is divided into two environments. The CPU, it contains all the information which is not exposed to designer. So that's why it is called system environment. So whatever the data or whatever the devices, input or output or whatever devices which is exposed to designer, that is called user environment. Your user workstation. This is about workstation, and in which it contains two definitions. One is the what is a pixel, what is the frame buffer. Pixel is nothing but the smallest addressable elements on the screen. For example, in the screen, if it is divided into some equal parts, the smallest part we call it as a pixel. Coming to the frame buffer, so in the display, so when it is divided into equal parts, so the smallest part, this is called pixel. So it is frame buffer means it is a memory space required, or it is a memory space which is used to assemble and hold the digital picture. See, in order to see any picture or ఏదైనా వీడియోలో ఏదైనా పిక్చర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ని మనం చూడాలి అనుకుంటే ఈ స్మాల్ ఎలిమెంట్లో వచ్చి స్టోర్ అవుతుందండి. సో ఈ మెమరీ స్పేస్ని వీ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ఏ ఫ్రేమ్ బఫర్. It is a memory space which is used to assemble and hold the digital representation of the picture. This is about graphical workstation.